Okay, so Karate, today we will have our speaking part 1 and part 2 progress test for our program LIT season 1. So for speaking part 1, I will choose, actually I have 4 topics here, but I'll randomly pick only one topic for you for speaking part 1, also speaking part 2, and you know how to deal with your speaking part 2, right? So we will start from speaking part 1, and I want to have a conversation with you about talent. So do you have a talent or something that you are good at?
Oh, um, I could say that I have a talent in terms of the art because kind of art easily comes for me, particularly about imaginations for making good scenery through painting.
So do you think your talent can help, I mean, like, can be helpful for your work?
Absolutely, yes. Some people said that art without talent is not have kind of the sense or the soul. So I think that the talent comes from since I birth is really helpful. Besides, I learned a lot from my fathers as a designer.
So can you give me an example how your talent helpful or beneficial for your work?
Ah, yes. Particularly when I join like competitions of art while I'm making like of calligraph. So even though the judges give us like random theme, I could manage well about the how to organize the art itself. So it's really helpful. I don't need to do many efforts or thinking, just flow easily to my mind.
Okay. So do you think in your family you have someone that share the same talent?
Absolutely, yes. He is my father who has a similar interested in the arts and about his talented. I could say he is superb because like in designer usually I know that people could spend several days but my father can usually just spend in a half days because like he is talented and well motivated in designer.
Okay, that's great. So that's the end of our speaking part 1, and now I will share my screen for speaking part 2. You may need some pens or paper with you so that you can make a note in 1 minute. So here we are. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so this is our topic for speaking part 2. So you have to describe about a story that someone told you and you still remember until now. Remember that you should cover about what the story was about, who told you this story and why you remember it, and also share how you feel about it. You only have 1 minute to make notes, and your 1 minute start now. Okay, that's your 1 minute, and now I'll let you to have 2 other minutes so that you can tell me the story. Your 2 minutes start from now.
Well, I would like to share about a story that my friend in the same organization has shared to me about his experience. It is about how to well organize idea in order to join the scientific competitions in international level. So basically his story about his effort in order to join these competitions, because in Indonesia itself, rarely do people can successfully entrance as the participants of these big exhibitions, because not only like it can bring us to the outside like full funding, but also we can meet with the investors that would be interested with our idea. So my friend, namely is Sola, and then I feel this. I still remember this story because like I also have experienced the same thing, but I think like for getting like fully funded like him, like it's really hard, but yes, he could pass it. So at the time I felt very inspired a lot by his effort, that I know that to be kind of that inventors in the young age and with limited budget, he could uh, prove himself that without many limitations, we can do our best in international level, particularly in chemistry and also scientific. So that's why in the future I would like to do like the same effort in order to my own research and having the same deliberate practice in order to giving presentations and also to develop my ideas. So that is about my story.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing. So that's the end of our speaking test part two. Okay. So for the speaking test, we only have speaking part one and part two for today for the progress test. And I will choose for you one topic for speaking part one and one another topic for speaking part two. Okay, so I want to make sure that my voice is clear enough for you to catch.
Yes, it's clearly Kak Kiki.
Okay, good, good. Okay, so what happened with this? Okay. Okay, so for speaking part one, I would like to talk with you about collection. Okay, so do you collect anything?
Just one thing I collect. That is shoes. Oh no, I'm sorry. I had two shoes and I try to collect hand watches.
So are there any things you keep from childhood other than shoes or hand watches?
No, I think just those two things.
Okay, why you are interested in shoes?
Because for me, it's make me looks like a professional man, or compared with using I'm sorry, Kaki, could you help me? What is sandal means?
Sandals.
Sandals, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Compared with sandals, I more prefer to using shoes, which is specifically one kind of shoes is boots. I like that one. And about watches, I just started about 1 year ago, and until now, I still have two, and uh, I will make it three or five in this year. This year's maybe for another people about collecting uh, watches. It
Mhm.
is about average. Every people maybe has four watches, but for me, um, I think it is too much. So I can say that uh, it is about my collection.
Got you. So, do you mean that you are rarely use that, but you keep it?
Uh, I change it about every week. No, every two
Oh.
days. Every 2 days, like Monday and Thursday, I
Mm-hmm.
use the chocolate one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, chocolate means like his um, tie,
Yeah.
the chocolate one, and the next day, the 2 next days, I use the black one, the black
Got
watch.
you. Okay, so you are very stylish and have a good consideration with your fashion.
Yeah, definitely. Compared with my outfit, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yeah,
yeah, I try to make it looks similar.
got you. Okay, okay, okay. So last question for speaking part one. Where do you usually keep that things that you collect?
My shoes, I keep it in my special desk,
Mhm.
special locker. Yeah, special locker. I just bought it about 1 year ago. 1 year ago, and it has about 20 boxes. 20 boxes
Okay.
of the locker, which is one locker for one shoes. One shoe. I'm sorry, one
Yeah.
shoe. So if I have one couple of shoe, one couple of shoes, uh, um, it will take 2 boxes of the locker. And the next one, about my watches, I just put it on my desk, just behind of me, right here.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. Nice to know that you're collecting things. Uh, so that's for our speaking part one. Thank you for sharing. And now we move to speaking part two. I would like to share my screen with you. Be sure that you have a pen and paper with you so that you can take notes. Okay. So this is the topic for your speaking part two. Um, you have 1 minute to make notes. You can start to make notes now. Okay, your time is up for making note, and now you have another 2 minutes to speak and tell me about what rules that you don't like. Okay, you can start to. Tell me now.
Okay, I think it is interesting thing because the rule that I didn't like too much is about throw the ball in football. You know it, Kagigi?
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it is not important because it is not really big impact on football match. Yeah, yeah. Maybe if we watched in international game, we not really see it too much. But in local games like in my region, it happens so many times. Like when you run through the ball and it gives to your enemy, and it is very very embarrassed too, and sometimes make the supporters angry. Uh, for me, I do not. I think I never make mistakes about that rule. Yeah, I can say that I always threw right. I always threw the ball uh, with the right way. But with about my friends, they always wrong to throw it, and it's sometimes makes our coach so angry, our supporters angry, and yeah, our mental would be down when the game. Um, I not really think about that rule because I always make the right thing. But in the other hand, my friends didn't do it well. And
Okay, I think that's enough.
yes, I think it's enough. Almost every question I answer it, I think.
Yep. And you already spent like 20 minutes, 80 seconds. So 20 minutes? I mean, like 2 minutes, 20 seconds.
Okay.
Okay, so I haven't. Okay, let me. Okay, so for the progress test speaking, we will have speaking part one and part two. So speaking part one, actually I have four topics here, but I will randomly pick for you only one. Also for speaking part two, um, I'll only pick one for you. So as usual, you have to make sure that you have a pen and paper for your speaking part two. Okay, good for you. Okay, so we will start with speaking part one. So for your speaking part one today, we're going to talk about memory. Are you good at memorizing things?
Yes, I have. I have such as I have a lot of memories in travel maybe, and it was fun because because I went to the one of waterfall in Lombok with my friend and office, and yeah, it was recharge my energy, stimulate my body and my mind, and I feel like so recharged.
Okay, so have you ever forgotten something important? Have you ever forgotten something important?
Something important.
So usually you have something that really important for you to remember, but maybe in one time you forget that. So have you ever forgotten something that important?
Yes. I really often forget some word that I want to speak.
Okay. So, do you think why do some people have a good memory and others don't?
Yeah, depends on person because apa namanya, it it was affecting with their behavior, their food, and so on. And it's so impactful in my memory, our memory. So
So, why do more people rely on cell phone to remember things? Once again,
pardon?
why do more people rely on cell phone to remember things? So for example, you might use your cell phone or your handphone to write down the notes so that you can go back to your notes to remember something. Why do you think people use that kinds of ways to remember something?
Yeah, it's significantly important because when when we write something like some more important and write it down in some notes. I forgot.
It's okay, you can explain the word.
Yeah.
If you forget the word, you can explain it. Oh, I think you are praising now.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay, so that's fine. That's for our speaking part one. I hope that you make it better in speaking part two. But before that, I want to make sure, are you still here and listen to my voice?
Yeah.
Okay, because your screen is
Wait,
freezing.
wait.
Okay, now it's moving. Very good. Okay, so I will share screen with you for the speaking part two. Be relaxed. I think one of the reason why you were forgetting something, because of you are nervous. I'm not sure, but maybe you're nervous or yeah, you feel so tired with your work. But hopefully for your speaking part two, you can do better. Um, wait. Okay. Can you see my screen about the question for speaking part two? Okay. Okay, so you have 1 minute to make note. You can start to make note now. Okay, your time is up. Now it's your time for speaking.
Okay.
Okay, you can start speaking now.
Actually, I have a resolution in this
Oh,
year.
I'm sorry. Your voice is too. Can you make it louder?
Halo, halo, halo.
Okay, okay, that's good.
Halo.
Yeah,
Is it clear?
yep, it's clear now.
Okay. Actually, I have a resolution in this year, specifically 2022. Uh, my resolution is my resolution are uh, I have to get get the higher I get the higher uh, score score to fall and get higher and get a new job and uh, enter enter the master degree in matter of university and so on. And it's really quite hard uh, because now I work at I work at in I work in East Lombok and what and and the campus in the capital town in Mataram. So uh, but I have a big motivation to pursue my dream. So every single day I learn English and I learn something new skill and meet with some friend who inspire me to pursue my dream. And I feel like uh, it's really cool because I met with some friend in my life in Mataram actually.
Okay, are you
I
finished?
know, yeah, and I want to I want to get this one uh, for the first learn English in LIT, learning IELTS together, and join in some activity volunteering and make a new friend and relationship in some local farmers and consultant. And that's why uh, and that's the reason why I have the big resolution in 2022. Okay, that's
Okay,
it.
okay, thank you. Okay, so I think that's enough for our speaking test for today. I will let you know. Anyway, thank you for participating. I will let you know about the result very soon, as soon as possible that I can. But I think I will give you quick feedbacks. Saya kasih feedback sementara ya ini. So I will
Yeah.
stop